Guess who's Bizak? I know, I'm always up here now, right? I'm trying to get it in while I can because I don't know what my schedule is going to be like starting this week coming up. So I might be missing for a couple of days. But this is when I get my best thoughts between 4, 6 in the morning. So that's why I get up so early sometimes and get up here. But I'm just trying to fish and see who's out there so I could drop some on y'all real quick because I've been getting life changing revelations. I've been getting revelations that's telling me that we create our own destiny. Like we can really create how our life is on this planet. It's just that there's a lot of secrets. What's up, Dro? There's a lot of things that's hidden from us because people want to use our powers of creation to create things the way they want it to be. So I just had a revelation thinking about Matulo Shakur passing away on 777. And sometimes, guys, God uses other people without their knowledge to do things that need to be done in order to create a certain outcome. And most of the time when things are done is to educate the majority of us out here in this world in the public. Um, this might not be for everybody. People might pop in, say, oh, she's talking that crazy shit again, and pop out. It's all good. Later on, somewhere down the line, you may be able to digest this. But I feel like out of love for all of you, yes, Dro, out of love for all of you that listen, even if I don't know you, that I have to somehow plant this seed within you that you control your own destiny. If you can, if you can, if you can imagine in your mind you being the architect of your life, you can create what you need to be done. Everybody who has been done amazing things know and understand this. Um, I'm learning myself. I haven't learned to master it because I'm still brainwashed by what I've been taught every hour, every day, on the surface, what we learn to survive, and function in this world. But I'm a very curious person. I tend to dig. I tend to dig sometimes when I see things I don't understand. I start doing research and shit, and I come across things that I feel that I need to share with the rest of the family. Now, they talk about visual things and law of attraction. Law of attraction is only being able to program your own mind, being able to remove programs from your mind that you were exposed to since birth that doesn't serve you, that does not do anything for you. You understand? So this is why I balance certain things that I intake, certain things that I digest. Like if I'm hearing something, I balance it because I know it might ruin my program. And I need my program to work for me to manifest what I want to manifest. And me getting up here and speaking like this to y'all is actually putting it out into the universe that I have the power to create my world the way I want it to be, and also exposing y'all to having that same power. Because if I'm speaking like this and God wants me to be a teacher and God wants me to show a certain percentage of whoever's exposed to me that this is possible, then God is going to make sure it happens for me as well. So this 7-7 portal that Matulo Shakur went through, it was unfair, but I think the universe used him to create some type of vibration on this planet. His energy was needed. And sometimes, like I said, others are manipulated to do what needs to be done. But it looks another way to us on the surface. Okay? slowly but surely, I'm going to have y'all understand these things through listening to me. You're going to understand certain things that's going to work and benefit for you in your life. I'm not getting up here just to play with y'all, because God has led me to learn certain things for a reason. He did not lead me to learn it just so I could think I'm smart or think I'm smarter than anybody else or anything like that. It's so that I can share it with the collective, because we're all connected. And the more of us that know these things and can comprehend these things, the better off life will be for the individuals that's exposed to it. So I don't only come to kick it with y'all and laugh and play and joke and discuss current events. I come to drop something, some juice, plant some seeds, because God wants you to have these seeds. It's been hidden from us for too long. So don't think that you cannot control your destiny and you can't control how your life goes and how much money you're getting and blah, blah, blah. It's just that you have to have the right reasons in your mind. Like, not just money so you can floss and buy a new car, but money so that you can take care of your family, money so that you can help others. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of things that they teach us to be affects that ability for us to create what we want, because it's throwing off the frequency, it's programming us in the wrong way. This is what life is about. It's all about us coming. We come here with a fresh new program. That's why the babies love everybody. Babies don't care about anything about you physically. Babies just love you. If you love the babies, babies will love you back. What up, regular? Because they're coming here with that God frequency. They're here with the frequency of the Most High. And that's the frequency we're supposed to stay on. But if you notice, when we come here, when you're young, they want the kids to go to daycare. They want the children to go to early learning. They want all of these things because they want to reverse that program and control your capabilities that you came here with, that's actually activated through what? Through love. So I just had this revelation this morning, and I wanted to get up here and share it with y'all. Them pushing us to be selfish and disgusting towards each other, it only hurts us as individuals, and it creates a world that's chaotic and almost impossible for us to live and function in and get along with each other. But if more people start to understand that life is not just physical, that you control your world from the spiritual first. Yeah, connect. It's just like a computer. That's why I was talking about in my video regular about 777 and Matulo Shakur. That's why I was talking about how God gives us upgrades and how everything that they do is based on how God operates with us. So the same way that God gives us upgrades, when they create a computer or they create a phone, what do we have to do occasionally? We have to upgrade our telephones or it won't function correctly. We have to upgrade our computers or it won't function correctly. And this is what God is trying to do on these type of planetary events. He's sending us signals. He's sending us frequencies, vibrations, so that we can be upgraded, because we need to be upgraded occasionally. A lot of times we miss these upgrades. We miss these downloads because we're taught to care and look at other things, especially entertainment, to distract us. So when they talk about distractions, that's what they're distracting us from. The upgrades, the connecting with self, connecting with God, so that we can't receive our gifts from the Most High. I held the door open for a young cat the other day. He looked at me like I disrespected him. Everybody's not going to go with us regular. Everybody's not going to be able to grasp these type of concepts of life and understand what is being done to us and understand that peace is the only way we're going to live without chaos. It's that simple. So if we constantly being bombarded with negativity all the time, every day, and we're forced to put negativity on a pedestal, then that's what we're going to have. Yeah, entertain you, right? Entertainment programs. They call the things that they show on television. They call it programs because they know it's a program. It's entering into our mind. It's entering into our psyche. It's entering into our subconscious. So when Michael Jackson found out that that's how they operate, he started doing it in reverse. Instead of doing it for the reason they was doing it, he was doing it to get us to remember who we are as a people. That we were kings and queens, that we ran the world for 2,000-3,000 years before Jesus came. We were the only race we was running this world. There was no other races here but us. So he was trying to get us to remember that. And this is why we're always attacked, because we're going to get the downloads and the upgrades first because we was here first. This is not to disrespect any other race, because you got a lot of white people that's teaching about spirituality. You got a lot of other races that's teaching about God and spirituality. But everything happens to us first because we are the ones that are abundant in melanin. We are the ones that carry the God's dust around with us every single day. That's why our complexion is hated, because not because we're better than any other race, but because when they see us, they can see the attributes of the Most High, something that we don't know. We think it's just being dark skinned. If y'all can understand what I'm saying, we think it's just being dark skinned. It's deeper than that. You carry the attributes of the Most High, and some people carry the attributes of the Most High in their souls, because God had to send people that didn't look like us here so that things could be done, because this world is so polluted with racism and attacks against Black people. So you got God showing up in all different forms, because God is omnipresent. God can be and appear any way God wants to be and appear. So since you were born and you have the attributes of the Most High, you have certain powers too. And people know this. So they manipulate it so that it can be dormant within you, and they don't have to worry about you controlling your own destiny. Wonder why I just relate to Black better. I just feel y'all, because your soul is, I don't know, you recognizing God too within you, recognize the God within you, and you are attracted to things that keep you on that frequency, Dro. That's all that is. I told everybody, I always tell people, the reason why I was able to be exposed to the corporate world and was able to work in the corporate world all these years was not because of Black people. Anytime I got a prominent position in the corporate world, it was a white person that helped me do that. So it was always hard for me to be a racist. Peace and love to one and all. How you doing? I was never able, listen, my last boss, he was Jewish. He took me from being a secretary to being a program manager with no certifications or nothing. There was a white lady named Eileen Henry. I told her I had got transferred to another job, another location at my job, and I was speaking to her one day. And I told Eileen, God bless her soul, I don't know if she's still alive, but I told her that I didn't want to be there no more. She said, you don't want to work there anymore? I'm getting ready to retire. I'm going to tell them to put you in my position. Don't worry, I'm going to help you. And she damn sure did. She damn sure really did help me. So, pro-Black talk, Black hate around me, get punched in the jaw. Yeah, it's a soul thing. It's just that souls are being described with colors. Black, white. We're not Black. We're not white. You know what I'm saying? That's not our true identity. But the way that they class us and have us label each other is also a form of control. You understand? Are you Black? Are you white? Are you Hispanic? Are you, who's these people? Who told them that they could put us in these categories? Who gave them permission to do that? Who does that work for? It works for them because they're separating everybody. It's those of us that, like us here, that's different races, that can cross those boundaries and look past those things because we recognize people through their souls, through their movements. But you got these robotic people that can't do that. They're totally programmed all the way 100%. So they can't see past color. They can't see past class. They can't see past how something appears. And if you're living your life by what things appear to be, you will never get the full understanding or get what you deserve in this lifestyle. Because you will always be able to be fooled by appearance. So this whole system is a system that we have to break down in order to get what it really is we're supposed to be getting. Because it's a game. It's a game. It's a game of chess for real, y'all. And I'm really trying to master this game because I know God didn't give me all of this knowledge throughout my lifetime to not use it and not show it to the people. And he's not going to have me show it to the people and not give me proof. So while I'm speaking to the family, I'm also speaking blessings upon my own life because me speaking this to y'all, I'm going to have to, God is going to have to give me some type of proof that, listen, what she's saying is the truth. So I'm going to be my own example. I've been always the kid that's hanging out with all races in white suburbia where motherfuckers ignorant. They're ignorant, Dro. What up, that BZ? They're ignorant, Dro, but it's not even really their fault. Some of us are the chosen ones and some of us just are not. You understand? Some of us can grab things and understand things because God gave us the ability to do that. But not everybody has that ability. So we see a lot of chaos around us every single day because these people want to drown out our connection to God and make sure we don't get no downloads. Downloads meaning epiphanies, sudden thoughts that pop into our mind. If you're looking at something and it brings in an idea to you. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wanted to pop up here real fast. When I get these type of revelations, these type of downloads, which I get 4, 5, 6 in the morning, when I start working, I don't know how I'm going to be able to balance it, but I know God will help me do that. And maybe I can pop up here in the morning and drop a message or two before I go. But you see how all these things is happening around the world, and there's thousands of us that communicate with each other on YouTube every day, and somehow we're not affected by any of these things. Most of us are not affected by them. And there's thousands of us that be up here congregating. We have our own community. And rarely ever do I see anything negative happen. So you're in a certain category, in a certain group in this life that you're on a pathway and you were chosen for something. You just got to figure out what it is through all this fucking cobwebs and shit and all this saturation of negativity they give us every single day. So it's not just me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just a little bit more well-versed with it because I started a little earlier. Most of y'all are younger than me. But I started all of this studying and realizing of these things in 2009. Some of y'all were little kids then. You feel me? But it's a reason why God puts me in positions where he puts me. He puts me around all these people that's younger than me so that I could give y'all a head start. You might not have to go through the lens that I went through to learn certain things and digest certain things. But if you learn these things and you put what you've learned and you look at the current events, you'll understand how things are manipulated. Vibrate higher, live from the heart. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, Dro. It's not to say that you're not going to fall off sometimes and fall into humanity, because that's where we live at. We live in this world, and we have to be able to, communicate with people. But the other day, I was watching this video, and this lady was on a plane, and she was saying that the person that was sitting in the back with her wasn't a real person. I don't know if y'all saw that on my Instagram. And then this white dude came after her and was like, she wasn't crazy and she wasn't drunk. this person that she was talking about was very, very weird. And I haven't grasped these things, like it's not real people around me and all that shit yet. But it looks like we're going to have to, because it's keep getting put out there to us that, you saw that Beezy? It keeps getting put out to us that these type of things may be indeed possible. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't understand it or believe it, I find it hard to believe you could have a fake human being. I find it hard to believe that a person could be cloned. I still have not accepted the cloning shit. I haven't. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe that. Like, I know when I was a kid and they was talking about cloning sheep, they was first started talking about cloning on TV and on the news reports and stuff. And I was like, what the hell are they trying to clone sheep for? Like, for what? Sheeps give birth to each other. We don't have to clone animals. But when you're dealing, what's up, NC? But when you're dealing with an entity that controls the world and that has this fascination with God and wants to be God, then you will have someone that wants to do everything that God does. And since God created us reproducing each other, you got these people that want to reproduce and experiment, like Frankenstein, yo. That's the story of these type of people. That's where the Frankenstein story came from. These type of people having an obsession with being able to do things that God does. So I can see them working on these years and years and years trying to create life. You see, they got these new baby factories and all this kind of stuff. They want to have men have babies some type of way. You know, you're supposed to leave nature alone. Nowadays, I'm skeptical of everything I see. Me too, the one MR. It's just some things that I don't even know if I can grasp. Like the cloning, I never really, the cloning thing, like that was just too far for me. That was just too far out. Like how they be saying that's not this person. How they said Dave Chappelle is not Dave Chappelle. But when I listen to Dave Chappelle's voice, I say, you know, it don't sound like him. But then again, Dave Chappelle smokes a lot. So like my voice changes because I did a lot of smoking. Maybe that's what happened. Queen, you didn't see that video I sent you? Not yet, because I've been so in my own mind, but I'm going to look at it. Let me see which one you're talking about. That busy. Where's my phone? I can't even find my phone now. How they say people ain't the person. How they say Gucci Mane ain't Gucci Mane. I cannot grasp that type of shit. Where's my thing from Maisha? You said, oh yeah, with the 2-year-old little girl? Yeah, the Germans were doing it in the 40s. And the Nazis were doing it. They said that's why the Holocaust happened, because they was experimenting and stuff like that. And it happened in Atlantis. I know you guys hear about Atlantis and how that civilization was destroyed and is somewhere under the water. But as I was doing research on Atlantis, I found out they was doing the same things we doing now. So who's to say that this world won't be destroyed? They was doing things they wasn't supposed to be doing with the Noah's Ark story. They was doing things they wasn't supposed to be doing with the Sodom and Gomorrah story. But these type of beings are back again here, and they're doing the same thing. We can't keep on existing in life and not going by God's laws. I can guarantee you guys, you know, it's things where I should have been fucked up or things could have happened to me. But I think I was only saved because of my connection with God and how I live my life with God's laws. Yeah, that's why Atlantis was destroyed, the one in Mars. And we doing the same things. They was splicing genes. They was mating people with animals. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy, y'all? I was looking at the video of what happened to BDK Quancho. I've been talking to BDK Quan. I reached out to him one day and I was telling him to create a YouTube channel. I said, and start dropping your music. I said, stay off them streets and fuck all that BDK shit. Start dropping you some music on YouTube. So me and him had a relationship, and I kept on, going, I'm watching you. I see you, Quan, like trying to encourage him. But yesterday, I see him on the video, everybody circulating, and the cops is on him, and damn near, beating him up in front of his family. I hope that he gets out of there. But I had a feeling that something told me to reach out to Quan, and I did. And he responded back. And the last time I spoke to him, which was last week sometime, he reached out to me and asked me how I was doing. So I'm really, really sad to see what happened to BDK Quan, because I know that he's better than that. I think sometimes they just don't have the right people around them to show them something different. And this is why sometimes I communicate and kick it with them. And if I see them doing something positive, I'll jump in their inbox and go, that's what's up. Just to give them that confirmation that what they're doing is good for them. They might not hear that from nobody else. They can generate AI to sound exactly like a rapper, singer. I know, but they don't sound exactly to me. I think they sound similar, but I don't know. I have an ear with music, and I have an ear with sound, and they don't sound. They sound similar, but not exactly. Yeah, so they just do, the BDK Quancho. I'm gonna call him Quancho on the floor. He was telling me he was on house arrest. I don't know if he had been off house arrest, but he was on house arrest. And he said he was chilling because he was on house arrest. But everybody was telling me that he was on there showing guns and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true because I didn't see it myself. So I just hope he doesn't have to stay in there. I just want to mention mention Quancho and send him some good energy out there. I hope he gets out of that trouble. As in the days of Noah and the days of Lot. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Even, those stories was meant to teach us something, but they didn't really focus and give us exactly what was meant to be known with these biblical stories and stuff like that. But as a child, my mother gave me this book with all these colors and stuff in it, with all these biblical stories, and that's how I can relate these type of things and what's going on in the present to what happened in the biblical days. Biblical days haven't changed. It's just become modernized. We're still fighting with those same type of entities. I saw that they carried him right off like 8 cops. Yeah. And Quan is a little guy. He ain't big. Like, he didn't pose them no type of threat. So I hope he's all right. I posted, some of our conversation, but I took it down. So I think that's just going too far. But I really wish him the best. Like, I hope he gets out of that situation. But I mentioned him because I knew something was going to happen with him. So I started communicating with him and trying to get him to go in a different direction besides that BDK shit. But, he lost a lot of friends in the game. He feels like he's in danger. So I guess he felt like he was doing what he had to do. But I also wanted to speak on the fact that everything that people loved about Tupac, as far as his revolutionary spirit and his connection to the Black Panthers, came from Mutulu Shakur. So when you was looking at Tupac, you was seeing Mutulu. That's why his mother took the name Shakur. That's where the name Shakur came from. It came from Mutulu. So that revolutionary spirit that we got to experience with Tupac was nurtured and given to him by Mutulu. That's why him leaving here like that is really disturbing to me. But I understand that they knew how important of a person he was and how powerful he was. So, they had to do what they had to do. But God is going to do what God has to do as well. He was in there for 36 straight years. What happened was Mutulu had found a way to cure us of our ailments. He was getting the dope fiends, because at that time when he opened up his acupuncture center in the Bronx, The problem was people doing dope, heroin, being addicted to heroin. So he had some education about acupuncture, and he would take some of these dope fiends in, and he would use acupuncture to heal them and remove their addictions, and it worked. He also was healing people of cancer and other diseases through acupuncture. And how ironic that he passed away from cancer in his bones, cancer in his bone marrow. I think that, somewhere he was exposed while he was in jail continuously to something that was carcinogenic, and that happened to him that way. But if he would have had his tools that he needed, his acupuncture tools and stuff like that, and he was able to teach people how to treat him, he could have healed himself. But I'm sure while he was in there for 36 years, and when he was around the population, he dropped some jewels. Because a lot of times they kept him away from the population, and they was treating him really bad in there, y'all. Because stories would come out, leak here and there, and they would tell us how, they was treating him bad. But when he had gotten some money from the city to start a center or something. But when they found out that he was healing people and shit, they took the money. So the people he was with the Black Liberation Army. He wasn't a Black Panther. He was with the Black Liberation Army, which was a group that was very similar to the Black Panthers. And when they found out that he was doing that, they didn't want to give him the money no more to fund the acupuncture center. So the people around him and they peoples, this is gangster. All this shit they be doing now, that's bullshit. They went and robbed the Brinks truck. But when the Brinks truck people started shooting at them, they killed 2 of the Brinks truck people. And instead of having his people take the blame and go to jail, he took the blame for it. And that's how he wound up in jail for 36 years. Most don't even realize the spirit world really exists. We've lost touch with natural everyday miracles. Yeah, because they make sure that we concentrate on everything in the physical and everything that we can touch. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that that's where our power lies, through the spiritual realm. Their power lies in the physical realm. But they only have that power because they're able to manipulate us into producing and manifesting what they want. So I told y'all we the battery to this shit, and I ain't lying. We are the battery to this world. That's why they never tried to knock all of us off. They would rather keep us in captivity physically or mentally than to knock us off, because if they knock us off, they can't do nothing. We're the battery to this shit. They don't have the connection, direct connection to the Most High to be able to create and sustain. That's why Africa has all the resources. You ever wonder? Africa has 54 countries, which is 9. Okay? Matulu was in jail for 36 years. That's 9. He died at 72. That's 9. So you not only have the 777 numerology around his passing, you also have the 9, which is the top of the ethers. So while they may have been using his vessel to open up portals and to distract us from our downloads today, because today is one of those days we're supposed to get our upgrades, God had another thing that he was doing, because he was definitely in the 9 ether energy. So it could work both ways. I told y'all Vaughn was in the 9 ether energy, and so was Duck. Yep, NC, that was you today, 777. Today was NC's birthday. So that was a powerful thing. That was a powerful exchange for you in energy that you may not realize now, but you might be able to pull up that resource later on down the line and see when you need it. You know what I'm saying? That was a powerful day yesterday. And the that portal is going to be open until the next 7/7, which is 7/25/2023. Because you got 7, you got 2 plus 5 is 7, and then you got 2023, which is 4 plus 3, which is 7. So that portal is going to be open until the 25th. So in between this time of yesterday and the 25th, I want y'all to pay attention to all the events that happen. It's going to be shit that's going to pop off between that time, because that portal is open and they want to manipulate it. They want to distract us from getting our downloads and moving in a different way. The thing that keeps them in power, y'all, is keeping us on a low frequency. So that's why they expose certain numbers to us all the time, like the number 6. If you watch Martin, you got the 642 on his door. They picked that number for a reason, because subconsciously that's having us vibrate on a level of 6. The highest level we can vibrate on is 9. So that's why they use that number a lot of times to do things on, because they're trying to offset the ether energy of the number 9, which probably sounds crazy, but it's levels to this shit, y'all. I'm telling you. No, you don't need to be careful, Queen. I mean, it's a positive energy, not a negative thing, NC. Because you have a positive vibration. If you was a negative vibrating person, then maybe you would have to be careful or about something bad happening. But you don't have that energy, Queen. So those type of things can't affect you, but so much. Numbers and symbols are, yeah, they run the world. We're able to get up here and talk to each other because of the programming that was done through numbers. The pixels, the lettering that we see, all of this is done through numbers in the background. Programming is numbers. You understand? So if they can program a computer with numbers, what you think the matrix, this world we live in, is programmed with? That's why your boy Jay-Z, I'm talking about others coming to attack the positive energy. Yep, Queen, yep. But you have a natural radar against that. They can't touch you. You got too much light, Queen. You got too much light. You like me. Like, I'm not bragging or anything, but when people try to attack me, I have too much light. I have too much light. It just repels off of me, and it winds up bouncing back on their ass. But this is why, you see, Jay-Z is rocking with those people. You know what I'm saying? He supports the agenda that these people have in order to keep his riches. But like I said, God will use people to give us confirmations, right? So when it was time for us to start learning all of this stuff, Jay-Z was on a major platform at an award show. And one of the most notorious things he's ever said was, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And see, that could have different meanings, but for us that is in the spiritual world, we use him as confirmation about numbers because of what he said. We can always use him as a reference. You feel me? There are real vampires that try. Hell yeah. Listen, they have taught us that vampires was an exchange of blood, but it's a life force. But energy is also a life force. So the blood was just a metaphor for energy. Okay? They're both forms of life force, but they use blood to just switch it up and make it more interesting for the people or whatever. Like the gang culture, every gang reps a number across the country. Even though I'm 42 and retired, it's embedded in my mental. Facts. And a lot of them use what number? 6. Because they want us. You don't see no gangs using the number 9. They're using the number 6 because they want us to vibrate on a lower frequency. That way they're able to control these young minds and have them caught up in something that's totally distracting them from what they were supposed to be here, come here and be. And I always said, with these gangs with the number 6 and the pyramids and all of those type of things, you think somebody in the hood did that? No. Somebody in the hood did not create those symbols. They put that there for a reason. Because it's a way to control the frequency. It's a way to put a hold on us and keep us vibrating low. And this is why I love Triple Extentacion. Because when he came out, see, what happened with Triple Extentacion is he had went to music school. He was in music school before he became a rapper. So he understood about the music and the tones and the frequencies of music. And he is the one that exposed to the world, to the hip hop world, about the megahertz that's being used to keep us on a lower level. They have us vibrating on a 440 megahertz with the music when it's supposed to be at 432. So what did Triple Extentacion do? He switched over his music from the 440 megahertz to the 432 megahertz. And if you add up the number 432, what does that add up to? 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. The highest frequency. So we're supposed to be vibrating. Our music is supposed to be vibrating on a level of 432, which is 9. Right. 432. But they changed it. But then Triple Extentacion came out and said, I understand now how to use my music to heal people from depression, to heal people that's going through. I'm going to use my music to heal. And as soon as he did that, he was gone. Because he was interrupting the musical frequency they want to keep us on a level that's not what we're supposed to be vibrating on. So it's not only the lyrics, it's the megahertz as well. Old English, North shit with the hand signs and shakes. Right. I told y'all, but I was wondering why I was doing so much heavy research on Duck until I found out that his birthday was December 6th, which is 126, which is in my doggone name. I did not know anything about Duck when I put 126 in my name on YouTube. Just so happens to be his birthday. Just so happens to be 9, the number 9. What was Duck always associated with? 63rd. 6 plus 3 is 9. If you watch the intro video that Duck did where he had on the red jersey and he was standing in front of a building, the building number was 558 on 63rd. 10 plus 8 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. There was another video where he was with, it was all of them. It was Lucky, Duck, Brick, and Can't Get Right. They were standing in front of a building. The building number was 6318. 9 plus 9 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9. So there's things that cannot be seen by the normal eye. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that ever saw that with Duck. Then you go over to Vaughn. Vaughn was also associated with 63rd. Why, you ask me? Because his slogan and his energy was, I'm not from 63rd. So he was vibrating on the same energy as Duck. They had the same energy on two different sides. Okay? And also, Vaughn was born on the 9th. He died approximately 90 days after Duck, which was 3 months later. Duck's number in FBG was number 3. In the midst of that, MO3 passed away. He had the number 3 in his shit. He was born on May 31st. 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9. Vaughn was born August 9th. I can't make this shit up. What time did they say that Vaughn was woken up in the Jeep when he was on at the hookah lounge 3 o'clock in the morning? What time did he get shot? 3:06 in the morning. So there's always something spiritual going on in the background. What happened was there was people around Duck and Vaughn to make sure that they did not get together and be friends. They disrupted the frequency because Vaughn was the leader on that side and he had the 9 ether energy, and Duck was the leader on the other side and he had the 9 ether energy. Your birthday's November 9th, yeah. My birthday's March 9th. My birthday is actually 369, 3 March 1969. And that's a very important number, but we all have important numbers in our existence because we're special human beings. We're just being controlled. And the information that we were supposed to have in order for us to be able to use our powers the way we're supposed to manipulate this shit the way we're supposed to, that shit was taken from us. They made sure we didn't get that information. But the beautiful thing is that even though they took all our books and all our teachers were killed in Salem when they was calling them a bunch of witches and shit, those was the people that had this type of information. Those were priests and stuff and people that knew this type of information. Those were not people who were witches. But since they were so successful in making sure that that information wasn't passed on, from this was how they was able to weaken us from being the leaders and the ones running the world to what we are now, because slowly but surely they began to take away our information from generation to generation, from century to century. Our education was removed. So there's a part of us that we are totally ignorant about, that they should be teaching us. They teach us fake science in school. And then you have the number 666, which they also use to manipulate us with. Okay? This is why they made the movie The Omen, to vilify the number 9. Because if you look at 666 and you add it up 3 times, you get what? 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. In the book of Revelations, there's a part in Revelations where a woman is pregnant and a dragon is chasing her. God is said to have hidden her for 1,260 days. What is that number? 126. What is that number? 9. How many months does it take for a baby to be born? 9 months to create a full-blown human being. What is the number of angels they said in the Bible that will save the world from the devil? 144,000. 144 is what? 9. The sun rotates around the earth at 360 degrees. What is 360? 9. This is not a coincidence. But you see how they camouflage it if you don't add it up? I told y'all when I was looking up the information about Larry Hoover, because I felt that they was attacking him because he was a special person. He had a special energy that I found in his life sentence, 666. But now if you look up his life sentence, they don't have it like they had it before. The original sentence was 6, and there's 6 people in here. The original sentence they gave Larry Hoover was 6 life sentences with 150, which is 6, to 285 years, which is 6. That's how I knew that they locked him up. It was part of an agenda. And that's how the people talk to each other without speaking. Yes, he's part of us, the agenda. He's an important part of the agenda. We had to do this to him for that reason. So they never have to have a conversation because it's all coded through his sentencing. When O.J. Simpson got locked up the last time for robbing people, for trying to take back his own shit, they gave him 33 and a third years. They also, which is 9, they also had O.J. Simpson in a movie called The Naked Gun, 33 and a third. What the hell is 33 and a third doing in the movie? That was because they was already making their plans. They was already setting the agenda. He's going to be a target. That was a whole ritual putting him in that movie and then turning around and giving him a sentence, a jail sentence of 33 and a third years. So these people play with numbers. And they try to capture our energy with these numbers so that they can manipulate our lives when we are supposed to be the ones that manipulate our own goddamn lives. Not only do they use numbers, but they use it through language. Have you ever wondered why they took Black people's original language away from them? Because we can speak things into existence. We have a power and a connection to the universe. So this is why our language was taken, and we were given a language that's coded, that means different. Certain words mean different shit. It don't mean what we think it means. This is why in the law they'll use Latin language to make it absolute. habeas corpus, all of these doggone terms they use that's in Latin. Because if you say it in English, it's not absolute because it doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean. So to understand the world is to understand what's being done to you. This is the best weapon you have. I remember growing up, my mother always told me and other adults around me, your mind is your best weapon. And that is the most truthful thing I've ever heard in this existence. And later on, I found out exactly why. Your mind is your best weapon. So that's it for my lecture for this morning. Rest in power to Mutulu Shakur. Those of us that know, you know what I'm saying? But there's going to be other things that's going to happen within the next 2 weeks. So just pay attention. Facts, regular. Me and regular been rocking now since what, 3 years now, regular? I know. I've been kicking it with you on here. If you need to go back and listen to this again, do it, because if a seed can be planted in you where you can use your power to manipulate your own life, do it. I know pretty soon God is going to bless me so I can come back and give y'all what happened, because I've been using my power and living under the laws of the universal most high God. And I know he's going to give me something to come back and tell y'all so that you can have confirmation. Because I know that that's how God works. He knows that we live amongst, we live in a world where they make us believe shit that is a fantasy and illusion. So when you have people that come into the world and they're representing, they're opening up their frequency to be able to pass messages, you know what I'm saying, to the people, to the collective, to God's children, for them to understand, he will give you confirmation. Thank you, the one. That's nice. I'll be going live more often now. Facts, regular. Facts. But I've learned how to maneuver and and get my lessons and teach simultaneously. Because I don't only teach, I learn from the people that I converse with. Like, I learned from the drill culture. I learned a lot from the drill culture. And I understand now why God gave me this interest. But the one that opened me up for that was FBG Dub. And I think that he was a portal and a vessel. If they wouldn't have killed him, you know, and it would have went a different way, it would have been too powerful. They had to. That's why I don't believe that it was only just O Block. I think O Block was used to carry out something to get rid of his energy. You know what I'm saying? They saw Duck's energy and his potential to be a leader, his potential to eventually become someone who was very important in Chicago. And Chicago is known for producing very important, life-changing people, yo. That's the energy they wanted to kill out there in Chicago. And they replaced it with this energy that we're seeing now. Because you had some powerful ass people that to this day people still learning from that came out of Chicago. Queen always set me right when I'm tripping, but she still don't want to join my gang. I want to be in no gang. Don't try to put peer pressure on me. Yeah, it was definitely bigger than O Block. That's why they left him there when they realized it was him. Because out of all of them, and I'm not taking from nobody, but out of all of them, he was the one. He was the one that could have shifted that whole shit. And if him and Vaughn, he was the one for one side, and Vaughn was the one for the other side. It's just that Vaughn hadn't gotten a chance to mature, because you know what kept Vaughn from not maturing? You see, Duck had to create his own lane in that industry. You know what I'm saying? And this is how God worked. It was for a reason. So while Duck was sitting there trying to figure out how he was going to break into the music industry, he started seeing the blockages. That's why he was able to get up there and say, "You were sacrificed." You know, he sent you to get bodied. He was able to get there in his mind. He was starting to wake up because of the position he was in. He was trying to figure out, why the fuck am I blocked? This is how he was able to figure that out. Vaughn had it the other way. He had his career given to him on a silver platter, but for a different reason than what he thought. But if Vaughn would have been mature enough he started to see it later on, but it was after they used him. It was after they used him in O-Block to get rid of Duck. But it had to be done at a certain time, because if it would have been done any later and them two would have got together, it would have fucked up the whole agenda that they had. It would have fucked it up. Because imagine in y'all minds if Duck and Vaughn did a song together. Imagine what that would have done for Chicago. Imagine how the energy could have been shifted from just that one gesture from those two people. Exactly. Even though Vaughn had look at True. True is a spiritual baby, yo. Vaughn didn't understand what was going on when he was here, but when he left here, he understood. That's why that little girl ran across the park in the low end to grab Mama Duck's leg, yo. That was Vaughn. It reminds me so much of the Tupac and Biggie situation. You know what I'm saying? Because they separated them for a reason. If the East Coast and the West Coast was rocking together like that, they wouldn't have been able to keep that East Coast West Coast dissension and separate us. So it was just it's the same thing that happened in one, but it was just one state, but it was the same shit. Because they was able to use that energy to project amongst the rest of the youth, and now you got all the kids wanting to kill each other and drill with each other, yo. These was young soldiers. They know the soul groups that come down here. They told you in the Bible that these type of entities, watch and see what type of soul groups come down here in the Bible. They said the astrologers, the three wise men, saw when Jesus was coming. And the opposition to Jesus had his astrologers see what type of group was coming here. And they was looking for Jesus to take Jesus out. Well, that's the same shit they still doing. They know the soul groups that came here. Every so often, you got a group here that come to go to war. And it came up again. It came up 30 years ago, and it showed up again. And they had already had a plan waiting. This is why they had to show the wire, have the name of the top gangster be Barksdale. Because what state in the country would have gravitated to the name Barksdale the most? Chicago. David Barksdale. Why did they make sure that the BDs got in the industry before the other side? Because Barksdale wasn't here no more. They could use that energy and flip it. And that's exactly what they did. These people are very diabolical. They do shit before you grow up. They already have a plan for you. Before them kids grew up in Chicago, they already had a plan to them. And like I planned for them. And like I said, no other state would the Barksdale name resonate more than in Chicago. But there was another gangster that did come out of Baltimore, and his name was Barksdale. So they used that energy, y'all. These people know how to play and manipulate energy. That's something that we don't fucking know how to do. We just know how to be manipulated. We don't know how to manipulate. We only manipulate each other. What people don't know, East and West were about to come back together. I know. That's why they made sure they was gone. That's why they made sure that the two people in Chicago that could have deaded all this shit by getting together was killed. Within months of each other. Within what? 90 days. 90 days, 3 months. Duck got killed August 4th. September, October, November 6th. Vaughn is gone. Both carried the 9 ether energy. Both was represented by 63rd. Even if Vaughn was the opposition. Why? Because he kept on using that energy as well. His energy and his slogan was, I'm not from 63rd. Duck's energy was, I'm from 63rd. There's one of them that's in that and that's was around all of this. He knows all this shit. He's being taught all of this shit, but he would never let the public know that. In Memphis too. In New York City too. In Texas too. In Detroit too. You see how they call our neighborhoods the hood? Yeah, well, what is that hood hiding? All the damn guards. All the guard bodies. That's why they always attacking the hoods first. Jesus was born in a manger. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up. I gotta do some things. But I don't know. I just have this really exciting feeling that I'm gonna come back in here up here one day and tell y'all another amazing story to my chapter to give y'all confirmation. I just feel that shit, y'all. But we all going down the right track. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't know it, we all going down the right track. I'm gonna just tell y'all this. The only way the higher level spiritual realm can come into your life is if you try to live by the universal laws. And what are the universal laws? They already embedded within you. You already know. You already know what's right from wrong. So when you vibrating on a low level, they know that they locking away those spiritual miracles from keeping that shit away from us. They know what the fuck they be doing. And they know about karma too. That's why they always use us to do wicked shit to each other. Because they don't want to do it directly to get that karma come back to them. But it's coming back anyway. Because you can't fool the Most High. You see Boosie getting in all this fucking trouble and he can't win for losing now. It's not because he fell off. It's because he's getting karma on his ass. Okay? And Jay Prince Sr., he's going to be the next one to get karma. Just mark my words. And also, watch between yesterday was 7 people in here. Hey, thank you, universe. Watch how things play out between yesterday, 7/7, to the next 7/7, which is 7/25. Okay? And then we're going to come back in. We're going to talk about it. So anyway, peace and love. I'm working on another video about Mutulu Shakur because I really want to explain to people how important and powerful he was because they don't really disclose that to the public. But I'm going to make one in honor and tribute to him to leave on this YouTube platform to show everybody who that man really was. But I love y'all. You stay smooth too, regular. Later, family. Because I think me and that BZ, I think me and C, we talking today, right? We getting on Lexi channel, I think, today. So if NC is still here, no, she probably went back to sleep. NC, I don't know when she get any damn rest. It's gonna be me, NC, Lexi, that BZ if she chooses to join, Nene and Kaya, and we'll be talking later on Lexi's platform, so with the Ladies Network. So much love to y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. And listen, y'all might be having and experiencing ideas and thoughts. Write that shit down. Write that shit down, because you might get down. Write all your fucking ideas and abstract thoughts. Right? If you're smoking weed and shit and you get these thoughts, write that shit down, because you're getting downloads. Okay? Peace and love. Y'all have a blessed day. Love y'all.